Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this, the Queen's University of Belfast Literary and Scientific Society Recordings Status Update 2, and normal voice. Hello again, everyone. Calvin Black here, Honorary Life Member and Technology Officer of the Zeroth, or more accurately, the first and last unofficial tech guy. I have since left my post at the Society. However, I felt the need to record this myself instead of foisting it onto my successor, the Right Honourable Mr. Christopher Spratt, because it basically entirely deals with things that I should have done before leaving. So, what information do I have for you in this latest status update? First of all, some news regarding the feed. The feed will be undergoing a bit of a rearrangement in the coming days. Things are out of order after some tinkering I did a couple of months ago, and I intend to put them back into chronological order. The problem with this, however, is that by doing so, it'll mark everything that I changed the order of as new in your iTunes podcast feed. So I apologise for that. You're probably going to have about 50 recordings show up as new in the coming days, which is not the case, as hopefully you'll be able to tell, but I just thought I should warn you and apologise for that. But I really do think it's worth having everything in chronological order. Next up, I have a few recordings, a few in quotation mark recordings, to release. I have 4 from the schools comp that took place in February, and 4 from the IV that took place in February, along with the recording of the annual general meeting, which I believe took place at the end of March. So yes, I have those 9 recordings to release. However, I am faced with a slight conundrum in that I have 9 recordings to release, but only about 4 or 5 weeks to do so, as Queen starts up again in 4 or 5 weeks, and with it so does the Society. And of course, as the Society starts up, more actual new recordings will have to be released, and we don't want to push those back, so I have to release 9 recordings in about 4 or 5 weeks. So the plan is to release 2 a week, one on a Thursday and one on a Sunday. So yes, look forward to that. The first will be the AGM, followed by the 4 schools comp recordings, and then the 4 IV recordings. I'd also like to cover a few rapid fire topics, which you're probably already aware of, but just in case you're not, I'll make you aware of them. If somehow you've downloaded this not through iTunes, you can download this through iTunes, and you can subscribe and get notifications every time there's a new one. Also, what else? If you download the podcast from iTunes, you get a slightly more deluxe version of the file. It comes complete with chapters. So basically you can skip through the recording with more precision. You can skip through to individual speakers or specific points of the debate, like the questions at the end, private members' business, president's question time, etc. So that's a pretty cool feature, which takes, like an extra half hour, an hour or so to implement each week. So, it's worth checking out. If Chris doesn't continue in the following year, it's not any fault of his. I told him he didn't have to. It's a heck of a lot of extra work that probably no one takes advantage of, so couldn't blame him. What else? It would be nice if people left reviews on iTunes. No one has. No one. And I would, but it feels kind of wrong for me to review what is essentially something that I created, so I haven't. So yes, please leave us a review. That would be nice. Anything else? Yes, here's a cool fact for you. The average download count for a debate is about 40 now. It's gone up. It went up over the last semester there because of slight changes in publicity that I undertook. But the highest highest single download count for an episode was, I believe, for This House Would Have the Right to Bear Arms debate, and it was around 70. And I was happy with that. That's pretty good, for a small student society debating podcast. And I had always really wanted to pass 100 downloads, and I was kind of sad that I had never managed to do that in my time at the Literific. And then, just as the flame was going out, as the torch was being passed, it happened. The very final debate of the year, the This House Believes Raising Children with Religion is Child Abuse debate, got over 100 downloads in a single week. It had, I think, over 100 downloads in under 5 days, which is amazing. But better than that, within a month, it had 200. It had 200 downloads, which is insane. In this age of YouTube videos getting millions of views and having channels having millions of subscribers, 200 downloads probably doesn't seem like a lot. But again, you've got to remember the context. We're a small society of Queens with maybe 30 to 40 members attending regularly. We have no real publicity to speak of. And yeah, it's just pretty fantastic, if I'm honest. So yeah, I'm very proud of that, and I think everybody in the Literific should be. It's a great accomplishment, and whilst obviously I don't think every recording from here on out is going to achieve that kind of download count, it's still a great accomplishment. I'd also like to remind you that you can listen to the debates live as they happen, which is not redundant at all, by going to the live stream on a Thursday evening. You can find that by going to literific.com and follow the links, or if you want the exact URL, it's http://literific.com:8080 yes live. Yes, pretty sure that's it. Go to literific.com for the exact link, just to be sure. Also, in non-recording related news, the first ever batch of Honorary Life membership cards have finally been ordered. That's just under 30 or so, I believe. So yes, if you're an Honorary Life member, you can look forward to getting that in the coming days. So I do believe that's just about everything I had to cover in this status update. The next time you hear one of these, it will be presumably when my successor, Mr. Chris Spratt, is needing to apologise for all the debates he has failed to release throughout the year. Carry on the mantle, my friend. Carry on that mantle. So, until I see you next, or until you hear from me next, this is Calvin Black saying good luck, be skillful, and keep dancing.